All right, so I just set off on a 6-day trip. I've got a lot of mileage to cover today, almost 30 kilometers. I'm just started on this massive lake that can be quite frightening in bad conditions. Got some pretty strong headwinds today. My fuel for today's adventure, an entire package of double stuffed Oreos. This is rough. Whitecaps, strong headwinds. It's going to be a brutal paddle. I just need to cross this big open stretch here. I should be protected once I get to the other side. Can't stop paddling though. Need to keep my nose pointed into the wind, into the waves. Oh, so I just finished the big open water crossing in this lake. I'm sheltered now behind this little island. I'm about halfway up the lake, but that was a battle. I took on some water. Some of the waves broke over the side of my gunnels, but thankfully I got through. I went through the middle. The other option would have been to follow the west side of this lake, but the west shore that would have been sheltered from the wind, but that would have easily tripled my distance. So I felt confident in this boat. I have a lot of experience in this particular pack boat, 15-footer. But I would not have attempted this in anything smaller than a 15-footer because those waves were big. The wind was extremely strong. I was barely moving at some moments. There was barely any progress. Oh man. Well, that was a fun start to this 6-day trip. So halfway through this lake now. Once I reach the end of this lake, I have longish portage and then more paddling. Here we go again. Oh boy. Man, that was brutal. It's my first break getting out of the canoe. Just saw this beach here. I'm almost at the end. I almost made it at the end of this lake. So I pretty much did 15 kilometers, just about. 3 hours, which isn't bad considering the conditions, the waves that I've been fighting this entire time. Brutal. I've been paddling 90% of the time with my right side just to counteract the wind. All right, back to it. relentless headwinds the entire length of Opeongo. It's brutal. Well, I made it to the end. Finally. That was one hell of a battle. Man, the lake was relentless up until the last 100 meters. Just battling those headwinds. Like to be able to say that this is the end of my travels for today, but I'm just past the 60% mark, so time to get into a portage now, then on to my next lake. Who doesn't love a good portage? All right, got my only portage of the day out of the way. It was 1,400 meters. Now I'm on Prue Lake, and it's not the lake that I'm camping on tonight. I need to get through this lake, and I've got some river travel, and then after that I'll be on Big Crow Lake, which is where I'm camping tonight. But expect a few more hours to go. Hopefully the wind I'm not affected by the wind as much on these smaller lakes. What a difference this makes. Literally taking a third of the effort to paddle right now with no winds than what I was dealing with on Opeongo with those headwinds. This is nice. Back into some headwinds. Not catching too much of a break today. All right, I made it to the Crow River. And it's not as calm. There's still some headwinds every time I face northwest, but it's a lot better than the lakes. So I'm gonna enjoy this paddle, and then once I'm done this, it's quite long, I'll be on my lake for the night. Still battling headwinds on this river. I thought I'd get a break, but unfortunately, man, what a day. My last Oreo of the day. Sad moment. Thank you for giving me the energy to push against this wind. Damn, that's good. Ooh. Full power. All right, Little Crow Lake. Last lake to go before Big Crow. I'm getting there. Nice. All right, I think I found my site. Upbeat. Looks good enough for me. All right, it's a pretty nice site. A lot of open spaces, kind of on the side of cliff here. But yeah, I like it. Nice. Beautiful forest in here. Well, I made it. Man, it was a tough day. Almost 30 kilometers, headwinds the entire day, the entire time. I'm beat. That was difficult. It's 5 o'clock now, so that was 7 hours. Yeah, it took me a lot longer than it would have normally, but I made it. I'm here. I'm safe. I got my campsite. I'm going to set up camp right now and have some food. I'm absolutely starving. Got the bush buddy going. Gonna have some salmon, pouch salmon straight out of the pouch. Really don't care at this point. Just need some food, some protein. Oh, appetizing. So, day's done. Just laying here on my thermarest pad with my sleeping bag. Still in the dry sack, just to use it as a pillow. That's the view. Hot chocolate right here. I just need to lay down, rest my back. It was a 7-hour day, and it was pretty tough. One of the most difficult days of paddling I've ever had, I think, because it was just non-stop on Opeongo. I took my first, I got out of the canoe right at the end at the top. I essentially completed it only for 5 minutes, and that was the only break I took today. Aside from the little still areas of water, I was able to just rest in the canoe for a little bit. The Oreos, they were key. Just, quick energy. And you don't want, when you're working hard, you don't want to eat anything heavy. You just need some sugar, some carbs to keep you going. So, and they're delicious. Really enjoyed those. But the wind, it was just nonstop, even on the river. I couldn't believe it. Normally when you go on creeks and rivers, the wind stops being an issue, but today was, it still was. And my back, my arms, they're just fried, burnt out. So I'm enjoying this now. Oh, it feels good just to lay down, and I'll see if I have enough energy to make it an actual proper fire tonight, or if I'll just use the bush buddy for my dinner. But I'm here now. My mission for the day was accomplished. I just wanted to push, do 30K, get deep in the park, and hopefully I don't see very many people at all for the next 6 days. So I'm gonna enjoy this, take in the scenery, get my zen on, and check in with you guys later, I guess. All right, well, following a path that goes up the mountain here at Big Crow Lake, and we'll see what we can see from the top if I find it. Pretty overgrown. It was so dark at the bottom. Now the sky's opening up. I think I'm almost there. Wow. Wow. right, time to go.
Looks like a beautiful morning.
Just enjoying my coffee, breakfast, Cliff Bars for breakfast, quick and easy. But I feel good. I think I got over 9 hours of sleep. Feel rested now. Slept amazing. And sunny day, it's not raining, so looking forward to what the day has in store for me today. All right, I'm all packed up and ready to go. So the task for today is about 20 kilometers to my destination lake. It's essentially all river travel. I think I have 7 portages in there. One of the issues is the water levels are quite low right now, so we'll see how many beaver dams and if that's a challenge, proves to be a challenge or not. But regardless, I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to take on the day, and hopefully you can find a nice campsite. I didn't swim last night, but today definitely, if it's still nice out by the time I reach camp, I'd love to go for a dip. So let's do it. And we're off. Sunny. Looks like it's gonna be a really warm day today. Nice. Oh, I'm loving this paddle right now. Beautiful. So quiet. There are only a few inches of water in many spots. They issued a warning for the Crow River, which is the river I'm on right now, stating that water levels were very low and travel could be very difficult. All right, I just set off on my longest portage of the day. It's 1,200 meters, and after this, I'm really in the meat of the Crow River. It's a very long section without any portages. There's one campsite in the middle, but it's several hours, at least a couple hours, if not more, of river paddling. Snack time. Hot rod pepperoni sticks. My mom came back from Quebec and gave me a little maple lollipop. Thanks, Mom. Hot day, really hot. Started to sweat now in the portages, so looking forward to swimming. Another portage done. I think I only have 2 left, and then I'll be back on some river, 1 lake, and then I'll be on my favorite lake in the park. All right, just finished my last portage for the day. Out on some bigger water now shortly, but by the looks of the clouds and the speed they're going through the sky, I can hear the wind kicking up over the trees. I think it's going to be quite choppy out on the big lake. We'll see, but I made decent time. It's 2 o'clock now, so I still have many hours to find my campsite. Yeah, she's a windy one. The wind just pushed my boat sideways all of a sudden. Damn, I think I'm in a wind tunnel here. I've had 2 gusts now that have just all of a sudden out of nowhere started pushing my boat sideways. I couldn't control it. I just ended up in the weeds on the side. It's crazy. Oh, melted. Still good. Made it to Crow Bay. Nice. Wind is ripping. Yeah, I put on my BFD. It's gonna be a rough ride. Almost there. Yes! I made it! My favorite lake, my favorite campsite. It's free, no one's here. I haven't seen anyone all day. I beast moded for 2 days, 50 kilometers, crazy headwinds, but I've got my sweet, sweet reward now. This site is special to me. I'm gonna get set up real quick and then I'm going for a swim right away. I'm repeating the exact same thing I did in a previous video of mine, a 10-day trip that was a really tough one, but look at this site. Ah, yes. This is my paradise. On my favorite lake, Lake Lavielle. fire pit. Just the view can't be matched. Can't beat this. Paradise. Love it. Just love it. So this is how I set up my tent for tonight. Put the fly on halfway. I don't think it's gonna rain tonight, so this just gives me a little bit of wind protection from the back. And I have a nice open view of the lake and the stars. Got myself a nice little wood pile there. This knife's a beast. My baby. I love her. Time for some Reese's Pieces with peanuts. Oh yeah. All right, so this is my route. Yesterday I started here. Went up this lake, headwind, headwinds, crazy headwinds here. Headwinds. Stopped there for a 5-minute break, kept going. Portage, headwinds. They didn't stop in here. Headwinds, camped right there. She's boiling. Let it boil for a bit, and then we're gonna have some beef stew. It's unusually windy for this late at night. Wind's still blowing pretty good. All right. Looks pretty good. Beef stew. Gonna give this a try. There's a mouse running around here. He's under this rock. He smells my dinner. He wants some. Sorry, buddy. I need this. That's good. Nothing like a warm dinner. There's a little guy.
morning. I slept really well last night, and now I'm waking up to beautiful sunrise. Love it.
So, got 2 coffees, Nescafe sweet and creamy, and Starbucks Via is also amazing. So, gonna have 2 this morning. Gonna start off with the sweet and creamy. And for breakfast, oatmeal. Enjoy my coffee, and I'm gonna take my time this morning, no rush. So today's almost like a rest day. I will be changing sites, but I'm staying on this lake again tonight. It's a very big lake, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to explore the campsites, and looking forward to it. Looks like it's a nice, sun's blinding, sunny day again, so great weather for swimming. Gonna rest up quite a bit, and my body will be quite happy about that, I think. So gonna enjoy my coffee, my oatmeal, and check in with you guys later. All right, had a wonderful night at my favorite campsite. Now moving onwards to further down this lake to find another camp for tonight. So gonna do a little bit of exploring. It looks like it's gonna be another windy day. It's just 9:30 in the morning, and the wind's starting already, but that's fine. So let's see what I find. When I was 17, I did the same route with my friend from high school, Eric. We did it in 7 days, no rest days. We worked hard, it was difficult. I had a bunch of heavy old Canadian Army surplus gear that I had gotten from the Army cadets. I was carrying a 4-man tent for myself only. He had his own tent. We had a really heavy canoe, no yoke pads, and I remember doing the final portage of this trip, the longest portage in the park, 5.5 kilometers. That was the most brutal thing I remember. We suffered, it took us hours. The canoe yoke was just digging into my neck vertebrae, my traps. Just putting it on was painful. So by the end, after a few hours in that portage, I told my friend Eric, for some reason it was resting better on his shoulders, you take the canoe, I'll take your pack, and let's just finish this. And I can't even describe the feeling of joy that we had when we finally finished that portage. It was some adventure for two young high school kids, but I still remember it to this day. So that was a really memorable trip. Way in the back there, you can see some thunderheads that are already starting to form. It's not even 10 a.m. yet, so we'll see. Might be in for some interesting weather today. I had a very frightening experience on this lake a few years ago. I was facing some very strong swells and headwinds, probably worse than what I did on day one of this trip. And I was trying to make it to an island campsite. I was going into the wind, which is fine. I battled for probably half an hour to get to that site, only to find out that it was taken. So then when I had to turn around to get back to the shore and kind of follow the north shore of this lake, as my boat got sideways, the wind, a wind gust and a huge swell, I came this close to tipping in the middle of this lake. So I was pretty much in this exact same canoe, 15-foot Swift Kuwaitan. The only difference being is that was a canoe seat. So I was sitting higher. My center of balance was higher up, and I think that was a factor that is simply less stable when you're higher up. I guess I should have been kneeling, but I wasn't. So I was sitting on the seat, which is why in rough weather, I feel a lot more comfortable and safe in a packed boat, because my ass is almost on the bottom of the canoe. Center of gravity is lower and it's a lot more stable. It's a big old lake, and I haven't seen a single soul for the past 2 days now. Just the way I like it. All right. All right, let's check it out. Oh, wow. Look at this view. Wow. Stunning. Holy. Now that I think of it, I think this may have been the favorite campsite of Bill Swift, the founder of Swift Canoes, which is the type of canoe that I'm using right now. So if it is, well, I don't blame him. This is a stunning campsite. This view is unmatched, I think. Excited. Looks like I might be getting some weather, so I'm gonna set up a shelter first and then enjoy. All right, got my tarp set up in case it rains later. Little Chippy there is investigating. What are you looking for? I don't have any food for you. But I don't know, the skies are looking a lot clearer now. Look at that, blue skies. So hopefully no rain tonight. I think it's time for a swim right now. Oh yeah. Ten out of 10 belly flop right there. Weather's turning. Snack time. Damn. Wind just picked up. Tarp dislodged. Where'd the pegs go? Oh, right here. And it's sunny again. White caps are forming on the lake now. I wouldn't want to be out there. It's just been on the edge of storming for the past few hours now. Get a few sprinkles, wind gusts, and then it would stop. And then it picks up again and stops. But look at these, this front of clouds coming in. My tarp's coming down on me, but it's keeping me really out of the wind. The wind just switched directions. I wasn't, oh man, uh-oh, okay. Holy. Well, this is entertaining. Got a little bevy. Some pepperoni. Heard a bit of thunder. The wind completely switched around on me. It's coming out of the north now. This is nuts. Alright, well, it looks like the worst is over. Stopped raining, the winds died down a bit. It's a lot cooler than it was earlier today. Probably dropped a good 10 degrees Celsius, so I grabbed an extra layer, and I'd really like to fire up the Bush Buddy right now and make myself a hot chocolate, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Feels nice to have the fire going. Got a bit chilly. Just sitting here enjoying this campfire. The wind hasn't really let up at all. It's been gusting all day, but I'm comfortable, I'm warm, sitting right up next to the fire here, and just gonna enjoy this for the next hour or so until I get tired. Good morning. The wind hasn't let up. It was blowing all night. Got quite chilly as well. It feels like we've switched seasons from summer to fall today. Wearing all my layers, so I managed to stay nice and toasty, but first order of the business right now is to make myself some coffee. All right, doing another double coffee this morning. One rich and creamy 3-in-1. And then for the extra kick, Starbucks Via. Mmm, delicious. All right, all packed up and ready to go. Just gonna put out that small fire there. This was a great campsite. Seems like the wind is dying down a little bit right now, so time to get on the water. Feels good to be back on the water. Pepperoni. All right, quick little snack break. Back at it. Oh, that sun feels nice. Finally, it's making its appearance. Hopefully to stay for the day. Nice and sandy. Site right here. Got a nice beachy area. Well, it's a really nice site. Very well sheltered, which will be a nice change from yesterday, which I was dealing with constant winds. I was so exposed on that site. This one is nice and sheltered. There are some massive red pine here. The pine in this section of the park are the oldest known trees in the park. And some of them are up to 340 years old. Cool. All right, time for dinner. So fired up the Bush Buddy again. Shouldn't be too long. Just to show you on the map, I'm camped right there in this green zone. The oldest known trees in the park are here, 340 years old. Very cool. Well, my dinner's pretty much ready. I've had a bite already. Let me tell you, this pork jambalaya from Alpine Air tastes absolutely amazing. Look at that. Look at the colors. Oh my God. I wish there was smell-o-vision because it smells great and it's delicious as well. Well, after the day I had yesterday, it was nice to have a nice sheltered, quiet campsite today. I really enjoyed this one. Very peaceful in here in the forest in these very old growth pines. So got my fire going again, had dinner, it was delicious. That pork jambalaya, wow, that's right up to the top of one of my favorites now. It was great. I've got one hot chocolate that I'm gonna have in a little bit. I'm just gonna enjoy the fire now for the next little bit. Wow. All right, all packed up, ready to go. So a short paddle now, and then I'll be getting on to the beast of the portage. All right, let's go. All right, here we are. Longest portage in Algonquin Park. It's probably gonna take me a few hours. So don't plan on filming much, just gonna get it done. Here we go. Hoorah! I'm about an hour in, things are going well, but I accidentally threw down my tripod a little too carelessly and I broke it, so I guess it's gonna be handheld from now on. There it is, the water. I did it, baby. Oh yeah. Ah, what a beautiful sight. Well, I did it. Took me less than 2 hours. Took a couple of breaks for some water. Had some dried mangoes, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I remember it being. Another portage done. It's my last lake before Opeongo. All right, final portage of the trip. Only a 280, gonna be a piece of cake. There she is, Opeongo. I'm back. Beautiful day today. Quite the contrast from my first day, the first day of this trip on Opeongo. Well, I found my campsite, baby. Look at this epic beach. Oh my God. So awesome. Look at this water. Oh, sand. Amazing. Look at this view. Oh man. Someone built a basketball hoop here. Wow. Fire pit and just red pine forest All red pine. Awesome. Oh yeah. Woo. This feels like the ultimate reward. This site is amazing. I'm going to be swimming all day. The water's so refreshing, and it's just the cherry on top of an amazing trip. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's time. I just went in for one final dip. Just taking it all in. I've reached peak zen. Look at this. Amazing. Final fire of the trip. Feels nice. Looks like a beautiful morning. Good morning. It got quite cold last night again. Can tell that the seasons are changing and fall's arriving soon. Despite that, I wore all my layers. They're still on right now, actually. I slept well. Beautiful morning today. Very still. So I'm going to enjoy a coffee or two. And then I don't think I'm going to waste much time. I'm going to try to get on the water early. I have 15 kilometers on this very big lake to cover. And I don't want to unnecessarily have to be battling windy conditions. So I'm going to enjoy this and catch up with you guys in a bit. This is actually a very nice site. I love my beachy sites, and this is another one. Amazing views. There's a fire pit out on the beach here too. Awesome. All right, so I only have about 30 minutes to go and I'll be back at the access. So wanted to give my final thoughts on this trip. I think this has been the best trip ever. I don't know what I've done, but I seem to always get these amazing campsites on each one of my canoe adventures. So again, this was another instance of that. So very thankful for that. I really enjoyed it. It was a tough, difficult struggle at the beginning, but that hard work that I put in was definitely worth it. This is yet another one of those unforgettable trips that I'll enjoy looking back on years from now. All right, I'm hungry. Let's boogie. I made it. Now this is going to be good. All right, that marks the end of another amazing trip. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.